If you would like more videos like this, consider joining my online library. It's only $15.99 per month, and you can cancel at any time. Here you'll get weekly uploads of new videos around pain management yoga, restorative yoga, Ashtanga yoga, chakra yoga, all sorts. So head to www.yogatraveleronline/membership to join. Welcome to today's restorative yoga focus of low back, easing low back strain, stretching out some mobility for the spine, for that low back where we get lots of tension. So we're going to start out in a restorative pose with some props. Hopefully you've got in your own space a block, something that you can prop up. So even if it's not a block, a stack of books, a little footstool or something to just elevate. Then take a pillow. I've got a yoga bolster here. You might have just a couch pillow, a bed pillow. A little bit of firmness is nice for that. Just kind of prop it up so it's like a little ski slope. And then we're going to grab the blanket. Any blanket will do. I have a specific yoga blanket, Mexican blanket, but any blanket will do. Have it so that the fringe end is lengthened there. And we're just going to roll it up. So it just makes a little roll, but kind of long, yeah? Kind of long. And then we'll sit with our hips up against the bolster and take our feet together like a butterfly. So our inner thigh is going to get a little bit of tugging, and we're going to support our back as we lay down. Now, if you're not terribly long through the torso, your head should catch right on that block there. And you can feel this opening through the inner thigh, but pay attention to what's happening in your back. We want this to feel supported by our bolster. Now, lastly, we've got this blanket here. We're gonna just wrap it around our feet and place it right underneath your thigh so that it kind of holds your feet in place and your legs can rest open on that, on the blanket there. So everything is caught and supported. And we'll just close our eyes here and feel our breath coming and going in and out through our nose. Slow and steady. This is definitely a restful pose, but it's also active rest. We are actively opening up our hips. We're going to keep our breath active, so not moving toward a resting breath completely, just slow and steady. And we are actively supporting our back. Let's breathe together. I'm going to count the breath for you. If you find that the count is not good for your body, just go with your own count. But I'll do 5 counts in, 5 counts out, nice and slow. So exhale your air all the way out. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last one together. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe on your own. Breath work is extremely important when we're working with tight areas, painful areas. We want to tune into our body's cues of when maybe we've gone a little too far and we need to release some tension, release the strain. Good. Now let's remove this blanket from us and just stretch out our legs. Reach your arms overhead. Feel yourself kind of stretching out across that pillow. And then just propping yourself onto an elbow, roll up onto your side here. I'm gonna move the things out of the way. We might come back to them, so we will come back to them. So I'm gonna leave them kind of in the messy pile over here. And let's stay on all fours for just a moment to move through our back. Spinal motion, cat and cow, nice and gentle. Drop your belly down, bend your elbows just a little bit. Send your gaze up, inhale. There's that arch in the back that we were just doing with our held pose there. Now exhale, this should feel nice as we press up into the curve of the spine and really tuck our chin, tuck our hips in. Feel that length through the cervical spine. Inhale, arch, belly drops down, send your gaze up. Feel that motion in the back. Exhale, round, pull and lift. Really tuck and squeeze up and in. Inhale, arch, belly drops down, send the gaze up. Exhale, round. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. Come back to neutral, and now I just want you to be loose. I'm gonna reach my arms forward just a little bit more so that as I come forward, I can really press down through my sacrum. I think that feels really nice. But go side to side, move back almost like you're doing a puppy dog or a child's pose. Come forward and just move around all directions. There's no right way to be. It's just loose and free and easing of tension. Ooh, I can feel that through the front of my hips. Can you feel it? Apparently I'm tight there today. Move around. It's all connected to our back. So sometimes if our hips are strained, so is our back. So those are some of the areas that we're gonna work on today. All those little connections. Good. Now hold your motion still. Let your knees open a little bit wider and let's sit back to a child's pose. Keep your arms reaching forward. You can just drop your forehead down. Relax your elbows. So a little soft bend in the arms can help release the upper back. And feel that opening up in the sacrum, in our low back here. That area is very tight for the low back, right in between those hips. We're going to try to work on that today. First, doing some gentle vinyasa to get ourselves warm. So we're going to start here on our stomach. So let's lift up onto all fours once more and come down onto your stomach. And just take your arms right where they are. So I have my hands right by my rib cage, my elbows pulled back, and just look down to the ground, tops of the feet on the floor. Press into the ground, just a little cobra. So we're pushing the ground away to lift up. Exhale, lower back down. You might even be lower than I'm going. Press again, inhale, lift up. Just kind of warming that low back, building a little strength too. Exhale, lower. Once more, lift up, inhale. Little undulation of our spine. Exhale, lower down. Good, good. Now if you feel comfortable pressing up to an up dog, you can. So here, stay at cobra or roll up onto those feet and press up to an up dog. Totally up to you. Bend your knees, open up those hips, sit back to a child's pose again. Now we're gonna come forward and rock back just through those positions. So our arms should be reaching. Good. Inhale, come forward. Press down through those hips. Legs are still bent there, a little arch in our spine. Exhale, press back, rounding that out. This is for that sacrum, that space right in between the hips that I was talking about. Inhale, come forward. Press. Nice. Exhale, push back. Inhale, come forward. Tip hips, tip down. Exhale, press back. Let's do one more. Inhale, come forward. Nice. And exhale, shift back. Good. Take it up if you feel comfortable onto your feet. So first, option A might be a puppy dog pose, just like this. Option B could be a downward facing dog. So if this feels good to you, go for it. Lift up through your center, press back through those shoulders, press down with your heels. My heels touch, not everybody's will. Feel free to pedal your feet. Loosen up backs of the legs if you need to. Good. Now let's walk our hands and feet into the middle. So hands and feet kind of meet in the middle. Keep your knees bent. Grab onto your elbows and just hang. Just ragdoll forward. Everything feels loose. This is right for that low back. We're not putting any pressure on our waist, on our hinge. We're going to see if we can roll through that hinge a little bit. And just release those hands and roll up through your spine. Nice and slow. Good. As we come up to the top, lift your shoulders, roll them back down. I'll stand to face you. Let's do a little bit of standing vinyasa. So we're not going to get down to the ground right away. We're going to see if we can ease some of the back strain with our motion. Reach your arms up. Inhale, lift up to the sky. Exhale, fold forward. Now here's that hinge right about here. So if you keep your knees soft, we should ease that strain down toward our legs. Very nice. Test how you feel. We might get into the hamstrings a little bit here. Let's slide our hands up our legs. See if we can straighten our knees. And there's those hamstrings right through the back of the legs. Inhale here. Exhale, fold back down. Your choice if you want to keep your knees bent, so soften them again, or if you want to keep them straight. Inhale, reverse swan dive, reach up to the sky. Exhale, arms by our side, Samastiti. I'm going to turn to my side so you can see what it looks like, bending and straightening those knees. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, cushion our back as we go down, softening those knees down toward the mat. Good. Now hands to the shins, they slide up. Maybe the knees straighten as well. We can feel those hamstrings right there. Exhale, fold down. You can keep your knees straight, or you can bend them. Inhale, reverse swan dive, reach up to the sky. Exhale. Good, good. Let's try it one more time. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, soften on the way down. Inhale, hands to the shins. We're trying to straighten right there. Exhale, soften back into it. Just melting like butter. Inhale, reverse swan dive, reach it up. Exhale. Nicely done. Good. Take your hands behind, clasp them together, press into the fingers. This is for the upper back. Push those shoulder blades together and open up the chest. Just feels nice to have that upper back a little bit of a tug. Now, let's add a forward bend to this. Come forward. You decide if you want to keep your knees straight or bent. I'm going to keep mine straight this time. Pull your hands away from your back. See if you can get some motion through those upper shoulders. So this is for the upper back. Breath is coming slow and steady. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Let's come back up. Exhale, release. Just reach your arms up. Inhale, lift to the sky. Exhale, release. Nicely done. Good. A little bit of strength building in our back with some warrior poses. Take your right foot forward and bring your left foot back. Go ahead and bend that right knee. Reach your arms up. Send your gaze to the sky. Now I want you to really focus on your core. You say, what? This is back. Why are we focusing on our core? Because as we engage our center, we're going to support our back. So building strength here supports our back. Let's reach up to the sky and feel yourself engage here like it's a strong, I keep poking my stomach. Is it strong? Is it getting stronger? That's what we hope. Our gaze up to the sky can help us to feel that lift through the whole torso. So this is warrior one. Inhale. Exhale, open up to warrior two. Good. Now don't let this become jelly. Keep it engaged. Now we're pressing into our hips, which is going to open the sacrum for that low back, but we're still keeping the strength right at our center. Good. So pressing into that right hip to feel the engagement there. Good. Warrior two. Now move to reverse warrior. Drop your left hand down, reach that right arm up, and feel the lengthening of the obliques, of the shoulder, of that whole side body. The whole time we're still pulling in our center. There's an imaginary energy here, imaginary string. The energy is not imaginary, but the string is pulling up and in to engage Uddiyana Bandha. Very powerful for the core. Good. Now come forward with our body. Take your hands back behind you just like we did in our warm-up. Press into those fingers. This is humble warrior. Look up, inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Shifting into that right hip and pulling your hands away from your back. So this is a forward bend. We can release strain in our back by bending forward. We're getting into that upper back again with our shoulders. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, release. Take your hands to your hips. Turn our body for warrior three. Keep those hands on your hips and lean into that right leg. We're just prepping ourselves. Engage your center. Really important. Now, two options. You can bring your hands to the floor. If you've got your block close by, put it down. You can reach for that block, or you can reach your arms forward. So, option A, come forward, grab onto that block. Option B, reach your arms, and here. Both options are fine. Both options are going to allow us to utilize our center if we really lift that Uddiyana Bandha. A little bit of a balance definitely strengthens our core. Take one more breath here. Inhale. Exhale. Bend your right knee. Put your foot down. Move yourself through the middle over to that left side. Adjust yourself in your camera accordingly. We've now got the left foot straight forward and the right heel back. Again, we're going to focus on our core. Why? Strengthening the core supports our back. Reach up. Feel that engagement. Whew. I can feel like I'm using my core. I'm doing what I said I would do. Hopefully you are too. Feel that strong. Nothing like warrior poses to really warm up our body, get us connected to our breath. Good. Now let's open up to warrior two. Gets into our hip a little bit more, but we still want to utilize that strength in Uddiyana Bandha as we start to open up the inner thigh and groin and engage that low back, open up that sacrum as well. Strong, steady breaths, working hard. Good. Reverse warrior. Drop your right arm down, reach that left arm up, and feel the strength, the stretch, the motion in the obliques, in that side body. Good. Come back to the center. Very nice. Take your hands behind you for humble warrior. Press into those fingers. Look up. Inhale. Exhale. Lean forward toward that left leg. See if you can pull your hands away from your back. Maybe you get even more mobility in those shoulders. This is the third time we've been in this clasp here. Might feel that. Good. Come on up. Inhale. Exhale. Release. Take your hands to your hips. Shift your feet. Shift your hips. We've left the last one, the best one for last. Take your block forward if you want to use it to reach for. And start to shift your torso forward. You're either reaching down with your hands or you're reaching to the side, right? Up and over. So here we go. Lift up. Option A is here. Option B is lifting those arms. Good. I might stick with option A. This is my weak side. I am working on it. Good. Focus though on lifting that core. Pulling up through your center. Nice. Good. Stronger hip, stronger back as we have to hold the leg in the air. One more breath. Inhale. Exhale. Place your foot down. Good. Feel grounded. Reach those arms up. Triumphant. Inhale. Exhale. Step together. Release your arms by your sides. Let's take a vinyasa, get ourselves down to the floor once again. Here we go. Inhale, lift up. Nothing new. Same things that we've been doing. Exhale, fold down. Maybe soften your knees on the way. Just see how that back is feeling, yeah? Inhale, look up, halfway lift. Exhale, we'll bring our hands down. Step back to a plank. And just lower all the way down onto your stomach. Roll those elbows back right by your side, tops of the feet on the floor. 3 cobras. Inhale, lift up. Does it feel any different than the first time we did it? Just pay attention. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, press onto your knees. Let them open a little wider than your hips. Exhale, sit back, child's pose. Nicely done. Feel that breath. Good. Sorry, I was getting a call. Good, let's come on up and roll ourselves around onto our back. Now, what do we need with us? Let us grab our strap. We want to have that nice and close, and we want to have a block. So 1 block and your strap. And let's lay down. I'm actually going to put this up here so it's not in my way, but it's there ready for us. Okay, we're going to play around with the shape of our back. When we lay on our back, sometimes it strains our back, right? If we don't have our hips in the correct place. So we want to lift our hips just a little bit, tilt that pelvis, and then lower back down. Then take your strap and place it on your right foot. Let's extend that right leg up to the sky. Now with this left knee bent, it helps us to tilt the pelvis. It's going to take some strain off of our hamstring, but we should still feel the stretch. So if you are able to pull nice and tight, that's fine. If not, if you're here, that's totally fine too. We want to feel that hamstring right in the back of the leg. So I'm going to go about 90 degrees for my purposes. Let's take a breath right here. Inhale, and then exhale, bend your knee. Pull your knee down and feel how that relaxes your back. Inhale, straighten it out. Exhale, bend it down. Inhale, straighten it out. Exhale, bend it down. Good. Inhale, straighten it out. Now let's lengthen our left leg, switch our hands and pull that right leg over the top. So we're getting that outer right hip. Woo, I can feel that. Then take your right arm back to the floor so you get a little upper back as well. And we have this beautiful twist going on. We get our outer hip, we get some low back twisting. We've got some reach through our shoulder, through our chest. We can even send our gaze over that right hand as well. Good. One more breath here. Inhale. Exhale. Very nice. Bring it back to the center. Let's bend our knee and just put the strap down and just hug and roll and release that hip, which will in turn help to relax our low back. Pulling the knee into the chest always presses that curve of the spine to the floor and can help you release there. Maybe wave it around a little bit and get into that inner thigh and groin. You notice today we're doing a lot of movement, not fast, just kind of gentle movement to ease things that are so tight. Sometimes we get tight because we don't move enough. Okay, I think we're good. Let's bend both knees and adjust our back again, tilt that pelvis, put the curve of the spine down. So it should feel like it's pretty flat there. Then we're gonna take the strap back to our strap on our left foot and extend it up to the sky. Play around with where you're gonna be holding it. I know for me, this side is a little bit more tight right through here. So we're gonna listen to that. We're gonna listen to our breath and help to ease the hamstring with some bending. So let's start here first with an inhale. So inhale, exhale, bend. See how that relaxes the hip, relaxes the hamstring, and relaxes your back as well. Inhale, straighten. This is the tugging. This is the intensity. Yeah, feel that? Exhale, bend it. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Once more. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Come back up to straight. Let's also lengthen our right leg. I might have to scoot just a little bit. Take your strap in your right hand and pull over. Oh, wow. Yeah, I'm still gonna have to move just a tiny bit, running into my screen door over here. Okay, so now you can see this left arm extended out. Turn your head, feel that outer hip, feel that IT band and the twisting in the back. This is a pretty good twist for our entire spine. Good. This one is hard for me, I've got to admit it. The straighter we can keep the knee, the better. Just utilize that strap. You do not have to hold your leg with your hand. Your strap's gonna do the work. Let it happen. Whew. This is a lot for me. I can feel it. Good. We're gonna take one more breath. Make it matter. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Come back to the center. Oh, Pull your knee into your chest and just wave it around. That was a lot of energy holding out there, and now our body wants to move. We want to open up, we want to cross over, we want to circle around, whatever it is, yeah? Feel that. Good. Now we had our knees bent, or our legs pulling into our chest. So now we want to lengthen out our hip flexors. We're going to put a little pressure on our low back. So I'm going to set this strap over there and grab that block that I told you to get close by. Bend your knees once more, and let's take the block underneath our hips. So the blocks have 3 different heights. They've got the low height. I am showing you the middle height, or you can go to the high height. So that would be the skinny edge of the block. I'm gonna stick with the middle block today. That's gonna be good for me. You choose what works best for you. You can be on the lower one as well. And then we just rest on that block. Now it should feel like your tailbone is hanging off the block and it's supporting kind of the bony hip area. That's the sacrum, where it kind of comes to a V in your back. So that sacrum is being supported right there with the block. And what's nice about this is we can just rest here for a moment. Kind of lengthens out the front of our body. If your block isn't terribly high, you could play around with straightening out one leg at a time. So that feels really nice on that hip flexor. I'll show you this side. See how it just kind of lengthens all of that. So if that feels good to you, you can play around with that. I wouldn't do that if I was on the highest edge of the block, just because it's pretty high and that is a really narrow space. So use your best judgment to kind of lengthen out that front. Plus it's gonna put a little pressure on that sacrum to relieve tension. You know how like when you get a massage and they just push into that muscle? It's kind of that idea of just pushing a little pressure into that space. Good. I've moved around enough for my purposes, so now I'm just going to hold still for a couple breaths. You keep moving if you like, or just hold still. Either way. We'll just take a few more breaths right here. Good. And then let's release that block down. So pull it out from your back, put it off to the side there, and bring your knees into your chest. So we need to go the exact opposite direction. I like to rock a little bit to ease tension in that low back area. We just had it bent. Good. And we're gonna finish off our sequence today with a pigeon pose with lots of props, lots of support for ourselves. So let's just roll to one side and go ahead and press ourselves up. I think the best props for pigeon pose are a blanket and a block. So I'll show you what we can do. First of all, our blanket is already kind of in a little roll thing. So we might just keep it there. I'll show you. We're gonna start with our right leg forward. So bring your right leg forward. Actually, I'm gonna show you left. So you choose which way you wanna do. I just want my leg toward the camera. So your blanket can kind of prop underneath your hip. See how it's already rolled? And you can just prop it under there. Because sometimes we can't sit 100% flat in this position because of tension in that outer hip. Then I like to bring a block forward. Again, you can choose the height, whatever height you want. And I like to just rest my forehead on that block. And here's where we're gonna stay. We're just gonna breathe and relax. And try to release tension in that outer hip, whichever hip you have. I've got my left leg, maybe you have your right. It doesn't matter, we're gonna do both sides. The extended leg behind you, try to get it nice and straight. And let your breath just relax. Good. Doing okay? Let's just take one more breath right here. Inhale. Exhale. Gently press up. We could have stayed maybe a little longer. I just want to give us time for Shavasana. Let's roll ourselves around and switch. So whichever leg you didn't have front, that's the one that's going front now. If you're using a blanket, you're going to use it again. Prop up that hip. And if you're using a block, you're going to use it again. Put it in front of you. Extend that back leg and roll yourself down. Maybe on your elbows. Maybe you can rest that head on your block. You can feel the outer hip. We release tension in our hips, and sometimes it helps to ease tension in the back. Sometimes we don't know where the tension is coming from. We just know that it's sore. And I feel like a lot of times, if our hips are sore, so is our back. They just are too closely connected. So a pigeon pose is going to target that. Hopefully provide us with some relief throughout our day as we finish off here. Let's take one more breath. Inhale. Exhale. Nicely done. Gently lift up. We've worked hard. We've done some deep stretches. We've done some core work. We've stimulated our back, so now it's time to rest. If I were you, I would grab a bolster for underneath my knees. That's going to take some pressure off the low back. And then lay down and let yourself relax. You've got blankets, you've got blocks, whatever you want to use to ease your tension and have a few moments to rest. I'm going to leave you here and wake you up with the sound of a bell. So you just enjoy your rest. Start to wake yourself up. Rotate through your wrists and your ankles. Point and flex your feet. Stretch your arms overhead to lengthen your entire body. And roll onto one side in fetal pose. Not moving too quickly, just gently easing ourselves and our attention, our body, our energy back into our space. Let's press up to a comfortable seated position. And bring your hands to heart center. I'll leave you with a quote today by Ralph Waldo Emerson. The only person you are destined to become is the person you decide to be. Thank you for your practice today. Namaste.